Hi, welcome back. So I was making banana bread the other day and I realized that I have a really big sweet tooth, and instead of, like working out and eating healthy like a lot of people are doing and bettering themselves, I have been perfecting my baking skills. Everyone on the planet knows that eating sugar isn't really good for your teeth. So I'm not going to bore you and continue to moan about how you should cut down sugar, because let's be real, that's just not going to happen. And believe me, I know that because I eat the most. I thought instead I would compile a list of all the things that I do that are so practical, so realistic, and so easy, so that you can still eat what you want, you can still eat all the sugars that you want and not have any decay. Really, if you think about it, I'm teaching you how to cheat the system, but you know what, you can't tell anyone. This is just between you and me. Now that we're on the same page, I thought I would start by briefly explaining how we get tooth decay in the first place. So there's our teeth, the bacteria, and the foods that we eat. On our teeth is the bacteria, and the bacteria eat the foods that we eat and produce acids to then eat away at our teeth. In a nutshell, that's what happens. Our teeth are made from a few different layers, and the bit that we can see is our enamel. So then there's the bacteria that are constantly there, just chilling on our teeth, waiting for us to eat something. Once we eat something, the bacteria will jump on the foods that we eat and basically find the sugars and eat away at the sugars, and then as a result they produce acid, and it's this acid that really dissolves and demineralizes our teeth, basically meaning that the minerals in our enamel and in our teeth basically just leach out and leave pores and spaces in our enamel. Unfortunately, because our enamel isn't a living thing, it can't regrow enamel. Instead, what we can do is help our teeth remineralize, and that, my friends, is what we're going to be talking about today. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you eat everything in one go. Now, I'm not saying have breakfast, lunch and dinner in one sitting. I'm just saying that if you're going to have a snack or a dessert, have it after your main meal. Have it straight after your main. If you're going to have a fizzy drink, have it with your meal. Every single time you put something in your mouth, the bacteria are going to eat it and produce acid, creating an acidic environment like we mentioned before, and therefore it counts as an acid attack. And as well as that, it takes about 20 minutes roughly for our own saliva to buffer that pH back up to a more neutral pH. If you're snacking on an apple, for example, and you have a bite or a slice, and then you wait 20 minutes after to have another slice, that counts as 2 acid attacks. So you want to limit your attacks to up to 5 a day, which equates to 3 main meals and 2 snacks. Eat everything in one go with your main meals, Coke and drinks with your mains, and try and limit your snacking throughout the day. The second thing you want to do is, if you are going to eat a lot of sugary snacks or acidic things, you can help your own saliva buffer that pH a little bit quicker by just eating some dairy products. So a bite of cheese after you a chocolate, or a sip of milk, or a spoonful of yogurt. It really helps quickly buffer the pH a lot quicker than if you weren't to have it. As well as that, there's a lot of the same minerals in dairy that there are in your teeth. So if your teeth are losing the minerals, they can pick out the new minerals from the dairy that you've just eaten. If, however, you are out and about and you don't have access to these dairy products that I've mentioned, then carry some sugar-free gum with you, and always chew after you've had some food, and make sure it's sugar-free, obviously. But the reason why I say that is because chewing gum really stimulates your saliva, which is our natural pH buffer. So if you're chewing gum and you're stimulating more saliva, then you're going to be able to neutralize the acids quicker. Third tip I have for you today is to always pick the sugar-free alternatives of what you want. So this goes especially for drinks. So if you're going to go for Coke, go for Diet Coke. Red Bull, sugar-free Red Bull, that kind of stuff. And also be really wary of things that say no added sugars, because just because they haven't added any sugars, it doesn't mean that there isn't a ton of sugar already in the product in the first place. They can be really sneaky, so just be really wary and read the label. Always read the label. Fourth tip is to pick the right sugars. You don't want to go for anything sticky and soft like toffee or fudge, and you don't want to go for anything too hard. If you're biting on hard things, then your teeth are really likely going to chip, and that is a whole different story that we're not even going to get into today, but you just want to avoid that, okay? Especially in quarantine where it's difficult to go to the dentist. On the sticky side of things, you want to avoid sticky things because they are going to stick onto your teeth and you're not going to really be able to get them out until you basically brush your teeth. And that means that on your teeth there is a layer of this sticky soft toffee that you've just eaten, which is an endless reservoir for the bacteria to just nibble away at and constantly produce acid. So that your mouth is going to be in a constant state of acidity, which means that your teeth are just going to be losing minerals left, right, and center. All right, the fifth and final tip I've got is to eat more leafy greens like spinach or broccoli. These things have a lot of the same minerals again that are in your teeth. So again, if they are losing minerals, then they can just pick out what they need from the leafy greens that you've just had as well. Those are my really 5 easy, simple, practical ways that you can go about and combat all the negative effects that come with eating loads of sugars and acids. So on that note, I really hope you've enjoyed the video. I really hope you've learned something new. If you have, give this video a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe down below. That is it from me today, you guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you next week. Oh, really good. A bit burnt. It's really good.